So, Heavenly Father, I just want to thank you one more time for being able to allow me to do this. I don't take it lightly that I'm being used as a mouthpiece. Lord, I just pray that as I'm talking today, that it will impact someone's life, but also, Lord, let it allow myself to gain clarity as well. Not every week's going to be easy. Not every week I'm going to want to do this, but you've called me to consistency. So, Lord, I pray that you will just speak today through me, as always, as I journal, as I journey. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Yo, what is going on, everybody? It is Julian here. It is another entry for JM Journal. I just want to say welcome. I want to say thank you for joining me. I want to say that you are important, that your presence, whether you're watching it right now live or whether you're watching it in the future, that your presence and your viewership and commitment to this is important and it's appreciated. As always, this is my space, this is my time to speak. And, you know, for those that know me, those that don't know me, my name is Julian. I am from Birmingham in the UK. And this is my space to just be me, a journal. So some people write things down, some people voice note things. I've decided to do a weekly journal with you guys where I talk about my life, but then also give some thoughts about different things throughout my time with you. So if there's something that you like, something that you think somebody else will like, you know, I would love if you could share this with them, not just this episode, but my channel, get them to subscribe as well as yourself. And let's just build this family. I think I'm nearly at 100 subscribers. I would love to reach 100 subscribers. I know many people might laugh at that, but the very fact that 100 people would feel like they want to hear from me is amazing. So if you can, spread the word, spread the message. And when you do subscribe, just click that notification bell so that you know when a new entry drops each week. Okay? So the formalities are out the way now. If I'm honest, I don't think this is going to be long. I say this every week, but I genuinely don't think it's going to be long today. But the reason why I'm doing this is because I said I'm going to be consistent, and I think it's important I am consistent. So as always, just checking in, letting you guys know how my week's been. So the last time I posted was, this time last week, to be fair. And a lot's happened, man. A lot's happened. I don't think I can divulge everything. But, you know, when you sometimes speak things, they come into fruition. So when I spoke about cutting ties, and even last week when I said some people on the chopping block, you know, I said that some of those things come to fruition, and it's just part of life. And maybe it's a reminder to me to be careful what I say, boy. Be careful what you say, boy, because you have to deal with everything that comes with, you know. Even when you cut ties with people that you haven't known long, or you know, friendships that are like fresh or whatever, you just have to reevaluate them. You know, there's always a toll that is taken. So, you know, this week has been a very interesting one for me in terms of that. Once again, please excuse my attire. I am wearing a thermal top and one of them brought down tops because it's gym day today. So as soon as I'm done here, that's where I'm going. But yeah, it's been a really interesting week. I've had to really just navigate that, you know. Yeah, it's been a bit of a mad one, but we're here. You know what I mean? We're here. It's been the back end of last week was kind of busy with work, and obviously I've taken a few days off this week just to kind of get my head sorted and recalibrate. But also I'll tell you guys, I'm doing an apprenticeship, right? And I'm a bit behind on the portfolio that I'm having to put together. So I'm a bit under pressure right now. So the next few days, next couple of weeks, that's where a lot of my focus is going to be. So for those of you that do know me and just want to wonder and ask and check in now and then. Just please check in on me and make sure I'm doing what I need to do, because I don't want to get to the point where it's deadline and I'm struggling and I'm stressing. You know, as I said last week, or even the week or the journal entry before, that stress, my body tells me when I'm stressed and it shows me in different ways. So not trying to have that happen anytime soon. Amen. So yeah, please keep me accountable with that. I'll give you updates as the weeks go by, how that's going. Yeah, so as I said, I think it's going to be short today because I don't think there's much to divulge. But I think even today, when I woke up this morning, I knew I was going to have to film today, and I was like, well, I don't really have anything much to say. But lo and behold, I think the craziest thing happened this morning, and even this afternoon I had a conversation with a couple of my family members, and they just let me know some stuff just regarding where they see my relationship with my son. And you know, I am grateful for family members that aren't scared to, you know, tell me what I've gone, and on the back of whatever conversation they may have had, they just felt the need to just have a word with me and just let me know where things are at. And you know, for those of you that don't know, do know, I have a 7-year-old son. He's amazing. I'm not going to say his name. I love him, you know, I do. And I'm not with his mum. We're not together. We are very much in a co-parenting situation. And for those that don't know, or those that are in it, or those that don't know or haven't experienced it, it's not the most straightforward of things. And, you know, depending on parties, it can be harder than it needs to be, but then it can also be smooth as well. And, you know, 7 years deep, technically, you know, if you're counting the months of pregnancy, you're looking at nearly 8 years, 9 years of journeying with not just him as my son, but journeying with his mother. And, you know, it hasn't always been the most straightforward of journeys. And that's not by any admission of guilt of myself, or not. Is it admission of guilt? Well, it's not to say that I am absolving myself of any fault with that, because I don't think I've been perfect. I don't think anybody is. You know, it's first time having a child, and, you know, it's fairly young, and the situation isn't straightforward, and there's distance because I'm in Birmingham and he's in London, and, you know, having to navigate that. There's been times, or there's been moments where I probably haven't navigated it the best. And I think one of the most important things for me when this became a reality was that I just didn't want my son to ever feel like he wasn't loved. And I'm not going to cry because I've already had a cry. I was at prayer meeting this evening, and I just said to God, this is the situation. I feel like I'm rubbish. I feel like I've been rubbish. I feel like as much as I do some things, there's areas that I'm not the best in right now, and I could do better, but there's something that's stopping me, you know. And you know, it's funny how prayer works. Prayer is such a beautiful thing. I'm a Christian. Prayer is such a beautiful thing. I think sometimes when you pray and you speak to God, that some things kind of just bubble to the surface. You know, before I knew it, I was crying. I'm there just like, ooh. Because there's so many emotions that I have around the situation that I don't think I've fully dealt with. I think, and before I say anything else, I think she's a great mom. I think she has taken more sacrifices than I ever would, because of being the primary caregiver, and him living with her and doing the lion's share of the work. I think moms are there to be saluted, and I do salute her. I don't think I've always shown my gratitude. but I am grateful for what she has done and what she will continue to do for our boy. But naturally, when you're not in relationship with people, sometimes you're not moving in one accord. And as much as you endeavor to have all interest being in this beautiful being that's been created because of you two, sometimes you can get caught up in the you two. And I think as much as I've done what I've done and do what I do, I think there has been a blockage in how I've parented, maybe because of how I feel. Not about him, because that's my boy and that's my son and I love him completely. He is an extension of me, biologically, emotionally, mentally. He's an extension of me, and he's amazing. But I think there's been a blockage in how I've parented, maybe because of how I feel about the situation with Mumsy, because it hasn't been straightforward, and we're both very hot-headed, and we're both strong-willed, and we butt heads, and we have butted heads, and when we've butted heads hard. And I think over time, because I don't want to allow myself to get emotionally taxed, I think there's just been a blockage in how much energy I give. And the truth is, to co-parent or to parent, you can't parent without the other parent. You can't parent without being in some form of communication, some form of relationship in reality. And I think over even just the last week and a half, I can feel that, something needs to break here in my heart or my brain or my mind. Whatever's hardened needs to break, because it will affect how I parent. And I don't ever want my son to ever get the vibe that me and his mom don't get along. He is a very inquisitive boy. He said something on the phone a couple of weeks ago, something along the lines of you guys should be friends. And it was just very telling that he is aware. As much as we don't curse each other, I don't curse her, you know what I mean? We don't call each other out of each other's names or anything like that. Well, I can speak for me, and I believe that she has the same respect there as well. I think as a very emotionally intelligent boy, he's able to pick up on the fact that maybe things aren't the greatest here. And I want my son to never feel, I don't want him to feel at a loss. And as much as I do what my part, financially or whatever, and where I can do more, if you need something, I'll try my best to do what I can. It's not money. I'm really grateful for people that are starting to show themselves, as I said last week, as trustworthy, for me to open up that side of me too. I think parenting, fatherhood is an area that I don't really talk about too much, mainly because, if I'm honest, and again, another disclaimer, my family are amazing. I feel like sometimes they don't get what this is. My family have been, most of the examples have been 2-parent households with, both parents raising and everything. And as much as they can give loads of advice and everything, the truth is they see things from a certain lens. As much as they can empathize and try and look at the space, you're not in it. And I don't find many examples of men that are trying to make it work. you know, I ever see parents that have a 2-parent household that works, or I see single parents. I rarely see co-parenting situations that work, co-parenting situations that are respectful and appreciative and honoring to the family unit that it is. The truth is, it is a family. I don't, you know, even saying it is a bit weird, because when me and his mum aren't together, he doesn't live with me, you know. But the truth is, there's a family there, I guess. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And I don't know if there's enough examples, or like going online to, you know, what's that? There's that bold light skinned brother from London who, you know, my mum's always sending me videos of, and say, Julian, you know, this is really good advice. And I wish there was more people and closer people. And, you know, this is what I've been asking for. And, you know, I just thank God that, you know, even today, someone just took me aside and just spoke to me. And I was able to be really honest about my feelings and my thoughts. And I was able to just sit with them and tell them that I'm feeling a lot of emotions and I don't even know how to articulate them, because all it came out was tears. You know, I don't want anyone to ever think that I don't want to be a good dad. I don't want anyone to ever think that I'm not endeavoring to do the right thing. And this truth of parenting is that it's sacrificial. And I guess at some point I've also kind of chosen that I need to look after. I said that I'm going to look after my mental health and make sure that I'm not stressed. But at the end of the day, this is the journey that I'm on. And if there's one area that, if it stresses me, it's for my boy. And I was reminded again today, not that I don't know this, but it was just nice to have an older man just come say to me, lived it, done it, made mistakes. I don't want you to make the same mistakes as I have. It was just really, 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 I needed it, man. And it's not that, as I said, my family are amazing. My parents are absolutely incredible. And they give me sound advice. My brother is my sounding board. My sister-in-law is amazing. My sister's great. My extended family are amazing. You know, they are so supportive when it comes to my son. But it was just nice to be able to sit with someone that was able to hear me. Man. It was just nice to hear someone could hear my raw emotion, and there wasn't, I'm not saying there's any judgment from anyone, but there was a complete understanding of, I understand this battle that you have, and I understand that there is a fight inside of you for your boy and the love that you have for him, but there's also part of you that is hurt and angry and maybe bitter about the situation. Not a person, but the situation. It's not easy. You know, as much as I don't do the lion's share, you know, there is part of me every day, my son ain't there. Do you know what I mean? And it's not possible. You know, it's not that it's possible. It's not. And, you know, he's missing out on things. I'm missing out on things, you know. And, you know, I watch my brother with my nephew, and I'm just like, wow. You know, every day. And every day with security and the family unit, and I just don't, obviously I don't have that. And by the same stretch, I feel like maybe his mom has some of those feelings as well, where, you know, the ideal situation isn't there and she's had to do so much. And I wholly respect her. And if I don't say this and I don't show it, and I want to tell, she's not going to see this. I doubt it anyway. But as much as I haven't got things right all the time, as much as I haven't done things right all the time, as much as we haven't always seen eye to eye, I will never fault you as mum. I will never fault you as an excellent mum. You do so much. You do everything. You do so much. And where I've lacked, I think you've picked up as well. And I appreciate you. You know, how many days after Mother's Day, you know, I did say what I had to say on the day, but I appreciate you. I appreciate what you do for my boy, our boy. And, you know, he's who he is because of the things and the lessons you put inside of him. And I'm grateful. And I know the law says that it's until 18, but the truth is it's a life thing. And I endeavour to just do my best to kind of just keep it cordial and keep it cool. And I think, yeah, man, this has just been a mad thing. You know what I mean? It's been a mad thing. It was emotional day. Emotional day. And I just think, you know, when there's been times where, if I can be completely candid and honest, when there's been times when I've just like, this is a lot because of everything that it comes with. Sometimes, you know, there is a little boy, as tall as he is, who is part of me. And he needs his dad, and I'm convicted, even though this isn't a spiritual issue. In fact, it is a spiritual issue because fatherhood is key. I just feel convicted that he needs to get the best of me, man. I don't know how that looks because of just how things are, but he needs to get the best of me, you know. Today we spoke and it was just warming. It was warming. Telling me about all this stuff. Anyway, before I start getting all gooey in that, you know what I mean? I guess fathers, man, you gotta do what you gotta do. I think if you're in a situation where you're with the mum, please just do your thing. Do you know what I mean? Be active, be present. Fathers that aren't with the mum, if you haven't been around, try and be around. I guess, as everyone always reminds me, it's not about you two, it's about the product of you two. Endeavour to do the best for that child. And this isn't me giving advice because I've got it right. I would love one day to be able to sit and speak from a point of, yeah, I've done this and it's done and it's gone well. I've done this and it's gone well. I've done this and that's gone well. You know, there are some things that I've done well, I think. But I would love to be able to speak from a place of complete knowledge that, you know, if someone was to ask his mum her thoughts about me, that it's superlatives coming out of her mouth. Do you know what I mean? Because of nothing else than the fact that I've done what I need to do. So yeah, but then also, not to dismiss her, but I want him to be able to be completely proud, honoured, that I am his dad, and that he has the best dad in the world. You know, my dad was my hero. You know, was everything. Still is. You know, my dad's still a man I look up to, and I want that for him. I want him to think of his dad as Superman. You know, that's why I'm in the gym. No, I'm playing. But that he knows his dad is there. So yeah, I guess there's some work to do. Some work to do. But I'm gonna do it because that's my boy. That's my boy. So yeah, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. So yeah, just thank you again for joining me. As I said, this is not always gonna be some advice space. It might just be my venting space or my thought space, and I appreciate you joining me. I appreciate you being on this journey and journaling with me. I don't know who today might help or who it might encourage, but if there is someone that you feel might be encouraged just by hearing what I'm saying, then please send it to them, please share it with them. And you know, yeah, keep journaling, keep journeying. Julian out. Peace.